Hello and welcome to another Company of Heroes 3 game. My name is Fancy Josh, and today I've got a game between StephennJF as our US and Fortune as our Africa Corps. Map today is going to be Villa Fiore. This map's newer in the pool from a, well, let me start over. It's a new map to Company of Heroes 3, making it new to me. I've seen quite a number of games on it now, so I feel like I've got a pretty good feeling for it. Pretty major cutoff point here, connecting you to both sides of the map. You got 2 guaranteed resource points, and of course they're not actually guaranteed, and players do like to try and steal these away from each other. And then sort of a cluttered middle, 2 lesser ammo and munitions points in the middle, with a slight hill. Leading to some high ground bonuses if you hold the center. Both players opening very standard. Two infantry squads for both. Panzer Grenadier and Rifleman respectively. And yeah. So I have not seen either of these players play. Both are rather highly rated. StephennJF is top 50 as US. And I'm sure Fortune is in that ballpark.
The boys are waiting.
Wide opening here, both players seeming content to grab their guaranteed stuff, not looking to pick a fight too early. And it looks like there might be starting up now if both players go into the middle here. Interesting, it looks like both players prioritizing ammunition over fuel. Nothing too dramatic there, but unusual. I feel like folks like to fight over these minor fuel points more than anything else, but that's just not the case this game. US player playing a bit conservatively. He had both his scout squad and his riflemen sitting back in cover, waiting for his opponent to crest the ridge. Perhaps he's being cognizant of heavy machine guns, or something along those lines. Yeah, and I'm not sure why, because it's somewhat it's unusual for this Africa Corps army to open with heavy machine guns. I'm not sure why he was playing so conservatively. It's gonna be a dead half-track, nice flank by these 2 rifleman squads, gonna pick that up. This Panzer Grenadiers are gonna have to get out of there. Yeah, nice flank, grouping all his units together. Scouts staring at these Panzer Pioneers across the field there. Good choice to take away this fuel point. Wouldn't mind seeing him pick up 2 fuel points. Looks like he really wants to get rid of those Panzer Grenadiers in the back line there. German player has locked in his tech tree here, battle group, right? He's picked up the Italian infantry, gone for defensive operations. So I expect we'll be seeing him throw down some emplacements or other such improvements. It's a pretty unusual first pick. Well, unusual battle group and an unusual first pick, which I love to see. I love it when players go for unique strategies. Panzer Pioneers trying to sneak away this fuel on the edge. Scouts having the high ground, gonna pick away at those Grenadiers, pushing them back. US player controlling both the minor fuel points, which definitely adds up. Scouts chasing those Panzer Pioneers, but aren't gonna get much done there. German player's added on 2 heavy machine guns. Looks like he's going to try and lock down some areas of the map. Hitting this rifleman. These squads just sitting on opposite sides of this wall, listening to each other breathe. Looks like the fight's going to break out here, and I suspect that The U.S. player's gonna win. Okay, I take it back. I feel like U.S. troops are better up close than Panzer Grenadiers, but the Panzer Grenadiers had a slight health advantage. Nice job pushing away that heavy machine gun, getting in close before it could set up. And it looks like the map's going to be relatively even other than the minor fuel discrepancy. U.S. player is going to control 3 victory points here. Captain coming out here, followed by a engineering squad. You know, that's something I see a lot, and I'm not sure what the thinking is. But I see a lot of players go captain immediately into engineers. And I've always thought that it's because they wanted to... Oh, nasty opening volley, picking up that captain model there. Yeah, the reason I think it's strange... Well, the reason I think players do it is they want this engineer to be on the field when their first vehicle hits, which is fine. It's just so consistent. Players consistently do that, so. U.S. player getting a lot of map control here. Machine guns setting up. Trying to save that cutoff point, but not going to be able to do so. And we have a Greyhound coming out for our U.S. player. German player added on an Assault Grenadier from his half-track column, so that's the mechanized Assault Grenadiers. And I think he's going to be real sad when he sees this Greyhound. Typically, you'll see players call in the mechanized Panzerjäger, right, to be able to deal with any light vehicles that their opponent might be adding on at this stage. But our German player has chosen to go for anti-infantry. So this Greyhound's going to have free reign, at least for a little while. Of course, you will have to be careful of AT grenades. And our German does have quite a bit of munitions built up, so... Yeah, I think this might be a dead half-track here. See if our German is able to sneak away. No, he's not. I was going to say, sometimes the U.S. player won't chase them down like that. For fear of mines or other AT, but rightly picking up that half-track. Nice pickup on the captain there, using the sprint ability here from this... Assault disembark. Not actually sure what ability does that. I'm going to take a look here in a minute. Scouts capturing these guaranteed points away from his opponent. Really nicely done, just picking up a ton of terry with those scouts for basically for free. German player recapturing his critical fuel on the left side. And is going to pick up his guaranteed points. Nice deep forward mine from our U.S. player there. And yeah, this Greyhound just running the table here. Already veterancy 1. And German player adding on a Panzerjäger now, so he will be able to shoo away the scout car. Excuse me. Greyhound armored car. But armored car, of course, highly mobile, so chasing it down is going to be no small feat. This player decapturing that point extremely quickly. That's kind of cool. That was the Raider ability from that level 1 Greyhound. Nice use of his level 1 veterancy. Really cool to see players make use of those abilities, right? It's easy to forget they're there. I mean, every single squad has one, right? And remembering that you have it and then using it in the right circumstance is just, you know, really cool to see. Big push by both players here. Smoke grenade from those Assault Grenadiers. Gonna get on top of those Riflemen. Retreat. Heavy machine gun's gonna have to get out of there as well. Riflemen just all across the board here. Getting really aggressive. Where are those Panzerjäger at? Panzerjäger are deep over here, hiding, waiting for this Greyhound to come back. Nice dodge on the grenade there. He's going to get some shots on this Greyhound here. Nice hits. Probably going to get an AT grenade. That's also really good. And with that, he might be able to pick up the scout car. Scout car stopping. That's clever. But looks like the Panzerjäger are going to try really hard to get him here. Playing ring around the rosy here. I don't know if this... I don't think the scout car is going to get away. Rifleman... No, scouts coming in. Smoke grenade on top of the scout car to keep it alive. Should have attack ground here. Nicely done. Dodging before the guy clapped back with his own attack ground. More attack grounds into the smoke. And that's going to be a dead scout car. Man, the top of that scout car went absolutely flying. There's its shadow. Just disintegrated into nothing. That was crazy. That was crazy. So while this has been happening, our US player has captured the cutoff point here, and he's going for these guaranteed resource points over here. I mean, that's well played, right? I mean, if you're going to lose a vehicle, might as well take a bunch of territory for it. German player has a ton of squads, but feeling a little stuck in his base here. US player way ahead on victory points right now. And I think he's a bit ahead on fuel as well. I mean, he's got 23 income right now. Heavy machine gun pinning down the squads. This is good for our US. This is good for our German player. Force them back. Trying to get in over here. Pushing away that rifleman squad that was capturing his fuel point there. Assault Grenadiers probably going to get on top of these riflemen. They're not going to be able to stay there very long. Force them out of cover here. Might even try to chase them down. I think our US player's attention is elsewhere. Maybe on the scout squad. I like this from our German. Trying to get onto this cutoff point here with his machine gun. And it looks like he's going to be able to do that, but rifleman and captain coming in here. This squad needs to go. Assault Grenadiers maybe here to save the day. Certainly trying. Bar rifles upgraded for our US player, so he's going to be way more effective against infantry. Heavy machine gun, probably going to have to bounce here. Still managing to help out, but is going to die probably on the retreat here. Oh, maybe. Nice, getting behind the hedgerow there, probably going to make it. Assault Grenadiers screening for him. They're going to have to get out of there as well. Getting out now. There's a fight over here. Looks like the rifleman won. This map is all sorts of chopped up. German player adding on another mechanized assault grenadier squad here. Gonna get up in these scouts' faces. Save these grenadiers. Grenadiers are gonna be doing okay. Nice grenade. US player's not gonna see it, and he's gonna have to get out of there. So well done by our German player, managing to pick up a ton of fuel here. Of course, it's not connected to his territory, but having it is still good. That assault disembark doing a lot of work for him, managing to fight 1-on-2 there, and he is going to live. Half track is also going to live. Managed to pick up those grenadiers and get them out of there. That's cool. Mine, watch out. Ooh, that was really bad for our German. That was really bad for our German. So he lost the squad inside the vehicle because of that mine. This squad hitting a mine on retreat, barely surviving. So, wow, 2 clutch mines from our US player, immediately replacing that first one. And this is obviously what his plan for this engineer was, right? I mean, it was get the engineer, start planting mines. So. Fights all over the place. Assault Grenadiers pushing back those engineers. Fight here over the middle point. Looks like our US player is also thinking about grabbing some territory on that bottom side. Grenade gonna push these riflemen back. Man, action everywhere. This is my kind of game. U.S. player's gone for the armored battle group. He's got veteran crews, field repairs, war machine, faster deploy, and just picked up seek and destroy. So only one battle group calling to go. Looks like he can afford the easy 8s, but he might be saving up for that call-in instead.
All victory points are under enemy control.
German players managed to capture all the victory points. So that's really good. Get some of these points back. I mean, for pretty much the rest of the game, he's going to have to control 1.5. While he techs up, Assault Grenadiers going to push these riflemen away. Big force here in the middle for our U.S. player. Assault Grenadiers getting on top of this captain, probably going to take him out. Captain's in trouble. Oh, good save by those riflemen. U.S. players added on a AT gun. I like that. I think, unfortunately for him, his opponent really isn't going for... I mean, I guess he has teched up to the Panzer Company there. Panzer Command. So we could be seeing some Panzer 3s in short order here. Honestly, wouldn't mind seeing a... Well, I was thinking about this Stuka, but our German doesn't have... He pretty much has no AT, right? I mean, he's got one squad that can do it. He's got the AT grenades. So he's not completely dead in water. But if a Sherman showed up right now, our German player would be very sad. So I think with that in mind, we're probably going to see him add on Panzer 3 if he's going to add on a tank. Wouldn't mind seeing an AT gun, but players these days really favor... They really favor their AT squads over something like an AT gun. Heavy machine gun pinning down those riflemen. German players added on the MG-34 light machine guns to his Panzer Grenadiers here. Fights all over the place. Riflemen going to be able to secure that right side. This is interesting from our U.S. player, adding on a fuel upgrade so that his opponent can't steal it as easily. Machine gun sitting up in the middle here. Gonna have to deal with these riflemen first. U.S. player continuing to plant mines with those engineers. Rifleman going for this cutoff here. That's gonna work for him. Barrage coming in though. Stop that from happening. Panzer Grenadiers trying to pick up that fuel. Not gonna happen. Gonna have to bail. Should make it out okay. And wow, nice job by our U.S. player. I mean, he's able to push deep, and he's able to do it consistently. Nice counterplay from our German, though. He's capturing away that cutoff point. And there's the Sherman from our U.S. player, making that basically impossible. Attacking ground into the smoke there. Assault Grenadier is going to get on this AT gun. Nicely done. Probably going to clean it up. Not much is going to come of that, of course, but still going to kill it. Rifleman taking away the fuel point for our German. German going to chase here. Not quite going to get anything done. And our German player has added on a Panzer 3. Another mine. Wow, hitting it on the retreat again. Which is pretty devastating, of course, but he didn't die, so it's good for him. Panzer 3 trying to pick up this rifleman. Probably not going to happen. Might see a tank duel here very shortly. Now, this building here doesn't have any windows facing this direction, so it's actually a rather poor heavy machine gun nest. German getting a penetration there. missing the second shot, but those Panzerjäger doing work here. Assault Grenadiers getting on top of the riflemen, really nicely done. That Panzer III can't stay much longer. Yeah, he's going to get out. Rifleman grabbing that point. AT guns continuing to plink away here. Assault Grenadiers just continuing to be extremely aggressive. I really like that. So, unfortunately for our German here, he just does not have enough anti-tank. And the US player is adding on a second Sherman here. Our US player isn't able, or is just continuously denying his opponent resources. So it's not like our German player can just magically come up with, you know, the 50 fuel that he needs to add on another Panzer III. So, I don't know. Another 5 minutes away until he captures this fuel, and then it's 2.5 minutes away. But until that happens, he's going to be down pretty bad here. I mean, he needs an AT gun, man. He needs a Jaeger. He needs something. He does have access to the mechanized Panzerjäger, which is exactly what he's calling in. I think that's a great decision. Panzer III getting in behind this Sherman. Little does he know, there's another... I mean, the Sherman's down here waiting in the wings. Wouldn't mind seeing it come up here. Panzerjäger's getting in on this Sherman. If he could pick it up, that'd be really big. Nice phosphorus on the Panzer III to take it out of the fight. AT gun setting up on that half track. And that's going to put it into the chase. Panzerjäger's going to be able to blink away at this other Sherman. Panzer III bouncing a shell off the front there. Big fight here. And I do believe our German is at least going to hold this territory. German continuing to back away. I don't think our German should chase here. Another mine there from our U.S. forces. This is extremely risky, right? There could be mines here. There is an AT gun here. And now he's running straight into two Shermans. That's going to be rough to deal with. AT gun out of position, though. I mean, it looks like he really wants to trade here, and he's probably going to get it. Nicely done. Now, this is a dead tank for sure. Question is our U.S. player going to chase too far? There's a nice phosphorus there, a nice smoke grenade counter. Attacking ground through the smoke grenade again. Is that a dead second Sherman? Oh, missed. Come on, get him. He's got him here. Nice. Okay, so that was actually freaking huge from our German player. Picking up two Shermans there for the price of one Panzer III and some major veterancy on his units. I mean, if he had not done that, the U.S. player would be on 3 Shermans to 1 Panzer III. So that was absolutely what our German needed to stay in this game, and it was well executed. I didn't have enough faith, but he clearly knew what he was doing, and it was really, really nicely done. So, you know, so while all that was happening, our German was not picking up territory. At least not in a big way, right? I mean, he does have his guaranteed points. If he could capture this point, he'd be back in business in terms of fuel on the left side. But it definitely feels like our German is still down bad. Good news for him is he has controlled 1 victory point this entire game. AT gun getting in on this house. Heavy machine gun's gonna have to give it up. Excuse me. Assault Grenadiers getting on top of these riflemen, gonna put an end to that fight. Same thing's gonna happen right here. Well done with these Assault Grenadiers. Every time I try to use Assault Grenadiers, I just throw them away. And then I'm sad. But our German player's done a really nice job of picking the fights he knows he can win, playing really aggressive with these units, and making it work. Is that a smoke grenade? It is. Looks like he's going to try to pick up this point, and I think it's going to work. Sherman getting aggressive, though. Just attack. Preventing these units from doing that capture. I think he's barely going to decapture it, though. Panzerjäger's coming up. Going to push away the... Oh, he didn't get it. That's unfortunate. I think he mistimed the retreat there. More landmines from our U.S. player, just continuously putting down landmines. I freaking love it. I just heard another one go off. Looks like it was up here. And yeah, I mean, these engineers are veteran C3 because they've been putting down so much, so many landmines. That's a really cool veterancy upgrade. I didn't know that existed. Veterancy 2 on engineer squads makes it so they don't take damage. They don't take bonus damage while constructing under fire. German in a little bit of jeopardy here, but he should get out of there no problem. I wouldn't mind seeing our U.S. player out on a... adding on one of these easy 8s. U.S. player continuing to stay aggressive. I mean, he's got the whole map blinking here. He has all 3 victory points. And that might spell the end of our German here if he's not able to push out in a big way right now. He does have a Panzer III. He did stop U.S. player from taking his guaranteed fuel point there. Panzer III pushing in. We got an easy 8 coming out from our U.S. player. And that's going to be tough for our German to deal with. It's, you know, got increased health, better against tanks, still decent against infantry. And here it is. And I think without... you know, some really dedicated, nasty anti-tank options. It's going to be really, really tough for our German. Panzer III going to come and get involved. Just using the house for cover. I think that was a satchel charge from the engineers blowing up that MG. And our German is going to be down to 1.5 victory points here, so he's not going to be bleeding. And he is going to be able to do that before this game is over. It's amazing to me how much damage this Panzerjäger is doing. Like, he really is bleeding these 2 tanks down. I mean, these tanks are in a position where it's really tough for them to fight. U.S. player doing a great job of trading health, right? He's keeping both tanks in the fight while not actually losing either of them, despite them both taking a massive amount of damage. Veteran C3 engineer is going to be able to repair that faster. German player does have 2 victory points here. But I think it's going to be a tall order for him. You know, I like to say that I don't like to call games too early. And this game is definitely winnable for our German. But it's going to be really, really tough here. Right, I think once these tanks come back in force, in theory, our U.S. player can add on a 3rd Panzer... 3rd Sherman here in short order. German player sneaking down bottom here. Looks like the U.S. player is going to stop that from happening. I actually really like this by our U.S. player. He knows that his opponent is strong in the middle because that's where the fight took place. I guess he doesn't know it, right? He's positing that his opponent is strong in the middle because that's where he saw him last, and he decided to go onto the wings here to finish out this game. I think that's really clever. AT gun getting a big hit on the side armor there. Panzer III is going to have to bail. Easy 8 trying to get involved. Wow, I can't believe that gun just picked him up there. That was outside of max range. I want to say that was an attack round because he did not have vision there. Well, I suspect he didn't anyway. And Fortune has surrendered with 16 victory points to go. That was a great game. You know, I really loved the strategy from our German player. He was getting aggressive with those anti-infantry assault grenadiers constantly, all game long. And I think his only weakness was just he didn't have enough anti-tank, right? And I think he really, really needed an anti-tank gun, but he just was committed to those Panzer IIIs, committed to those Jaegers, and I think it cost him the game. All in all, fun game to watch. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.